And we're ready to start our next broadcast. So next, we welcome Ed Perez, Senior Business Solutions Consultant at Axios Systems. And Ed will be talking or taking us through 5 different role perspectives and how their tool helps support those roles in relation to accessing analytics to help faster, quicker, and productive decisions and outcomes. So welcome, Ed. Thanks for joining us today. Great to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah, the sound is really good. Thank you very much. If you can just ready your slides to share, that would be great.
All right. You should be able to. Are you not seeing my slide on the screen?
Well, unfortunately, my Zoom is playing around a little bit, but it's perfect now. It's just come up, look, right? So you're ready to rock and roll. Over to you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And hello, everyone. We're very warm welcome to our Axios presentation. And what we're going to cover today is really like what was mentioned earlier, how does Axios and assyst support all the different roles within your organization when it comes to service desk analytics. So we have like 5 roles depicted here, and each role is unique in its own instance. So each role requires certain information when it comes to ITSM. So you have your customer on the upper left-hand corner who's looking for information around knowledge, outages, how they can easily and quickly generate a request, okay, or other items. And then you have your agent on the lower left-hand corner who's looking for an easy way to track all the work that's been assigned to him and how easy is it for him or her to actually handle these requests coming in that's assigned either directly to him or her or the team that they've been assigned to. And when we talk about teams, there's your team leader in the center. So what is the team leader looking for? He's looking for things like individual and team performance and the ability to do some resource planning and then actually chart this information. That way, when he's called into a team meeting, he has those metrics he can easily relay to the organization. On the lower right, you have your service desk manager who's looking for an easy way to glean some of the metrics from ITSM. And instead of looking at lists and charts and monitors, why not have some quick reporting to relay things like supplier performance, customer satisfaction, customer SLAs, and more. And then eventually you have your CIO, and he's looking at more things like total cost of ownership and return on investment with these solutions that are in place. So they might be looking for things like, hardware and software compliance, right? What's being utilized within the organization when it comes to the data center. So metrics like that without the real need for like high level metrics, okay? So let's go on to, so how do we get this information? Well, it would be great to provide all that data within a single environment. And with assyst, that is available. Assyst is a single platform. This platform supports all of the ITIL processes. For example, all 16 PENC verified processes in a single license. It's not a modular system. So when you log in, you have access to all ITIL capabilities right out of the box, all underpinned by our very own open integrations platform called the assyst ITM. So this allows you to connect to alerting tools like New Relic, Splunk, SCOM, Nagios, SolarWinds, and more. And the most important aspect here is you can configure every aspect of assyst without any coding. So there's nothing to worry about when you need to upgrade. So to ensure the success in your project, we pass all the skills of maintaining assyst directly to you throughout the entire implementation process. And what's the outcome of this? Well, we have customers who've been with us for over 15 years and are continually achieving a high ROI. Now, when we talk about enterprise service management or ESM, it's a natural extension for assyst and our customers to provide that extra return on investment with many other departments coming on board. So to help with assyst, with ESM, should I say, when you raise events in the self-service portal, you can partition them if they're of sensitive nature. Like, for example, HR onboarding, leaver events, payroll, and more. These can be securely hidden from the other support teams. To help enable ESM, a rapid deployment for phase one, we will provide to you a template library for common processes. So it's not just IT support that we provide, but also things like HR, facilities, and more. And from these, you can reconfigure the stages, the task, and the decisions to meet your individual needs. And this is all done via an easy drag and drop functionality. Even in the last release, we enabled automated decision making. So for example, change management. You can drive the direction of the process by the risk involved, or for a request, you can fast track working from home and requests that are below a certain cost. Assyst is an end-to-end service management solution. The Assyst CMDB is at the heart of the solution. And to make that more powerful, we've added Assyst ITOM to the top. So traditionally, for a customer, we would normally stay below that line, integrating with a customer's own discovery tools, such as Landesk, SECM, Altiris, but now we offer the full solution. With the main difference is, with this full solution, you are fully supported by our own Axios consultants and our own service desk. So you only have one vendor to deal with. Assyst ITOM is the critical element that maps out your entire infrastructure and populates that data directly into your CMDB. This enables you to map out your customer journeys. And you'll see that today. Now, with Assyst, we provide two methods for delivery. We provide on-premise or SaaS hosted. It's worth noting for our SaaS delivery, we host on MS Azure, and it's a single tenancy architecture dedicated to each customer. So you choose when it's a good time for you to upgrade to the latest version. There are no forced upgrades. Now, we all understand the challenges that we're all faced with today with the current environment and the situation with COVID. Well, less than a year ago, we never would have predicted the extent of our home working solution. One of our largest customer, over a period of 6 days, had 12,000 IT requests relating to working from home. On average, you're all experiencing around 35% more IT incidents per day, but you're all in the same situation with even less staff. So year on year, that's always been the case, but this COVID situation has really accelerated this. Speaking to one of my UK-based customers, their feedback that the support hours have been permanently changed from 9 to 5 Monday through Friday to 8 to 8, 7 days a week, with the same level of resources and the same expectations on delivery. So I'm seeing a real drive now for these requirements. So I think we're about ready to see Assyst in action. So let me switch over to my demo environment. And we're going to cover those 5 roles. And the first role we're going to start with is the customer role, the end user role. So from the end user would want to see some type of view that gives them quick access to things like we just mentioned, working from home. So here on the right, we actually have a quick start guide where an end user can get the latest information on the corporate statement on COVID, how they can easily start utilizing MS Teams for working from home, how they can access their files remotely, and more. Also, outages. I want to be aware of current outages and planned outages. Maybe the end user wants to quickly report an IT issue with a shortcut, or frequently access requests, something like a password reset. So it's one click. I'm not diving in and having to fill out multiple forms. At any point in time, maybe the end user wants to quickly see their open issues and requests, and they can click on this one icon, get that list, and say, you know what, this is really great information. Wouldn't it be great if I actually had that on my homepage? They can go to their page settings, add to homepage. Now, when they return back to their homepage, they'll see their open issues. So this is the flexibility of the self-service portal. And based on the license that you provide to your end users, they can have even more. Things like application links, FAQs, quick links to the service catalog, surveys, and more. All of this is available with that single license model we spoke about. A search bar, and we wouldn't be amiss without a virtual agent. So that's the end user role. What about we move over to the agent role? What would an agent see? Well, the agent can have a unique role that gives him or her all the information they need to do their job efficiently. They may have a color-coded queue, such as this, that displays all the work that's assigned to him or her and all the metrics around each individual request, things like ticket number. Has it been set as an alert? What's the priority? Well, there's SLA information that we need to track, date of last action, and a description. All great information. And on the lower half of the screen is a detailed view of whatever ticket I'm linked on. So if I'm looking at one particular ticket called R2112, how can I work this? Well, we give you even more value. If I just expand my right pane, this is unique to Assyst, and it's called the Info Zone. This provides even additional guidance to your agent, such as alert information, some quick guidance to help them actually work this ticket through its life cycle. Maybe some similar events like any failed change histories, any related changes, similar knowledge, and all the while tracking the SLA. In addition to that, if you'll notice on to the left, as I have this one ticket highlighted, R2112, on the detail screen, I have history. Is this one request linked to a workflow? Where do I sit in that workflow? There's our graphical workflow bar that gives you a color-coded view of your workflow and where you currently sit. Are there any linked events or tickets to this particular request? And attachments. So you see, you have all the information you need to quickly resolve a ticket, whether it's incident, problem, or change. The next role I want to cover is a team leader. What is a team leader looking for? Well, the team leader is looking for information around all the activity and work that's assigned to his group. Wouldn't it be great if your team leader had a Kanban board view of all the activity, such as things in backlog? Maybe you can set up swim lanes to represent evaluation, schedule, testing, and more. As you see the activities within this Kanban board view for the manager, they can get quick information such as the priority for a particular request. They can even edit a request. If you notice over to the right, we have a scroll bar that actually tracks the SLA for that request and the remaining time. Who's been assigned to that request and how much work minutes are allocated to that one particular request. So you see, it's a consolidated view of all those metrics. From here, your manager can start assigning work. He might take something out of backlog and just do a quick drag and drop. Move it to the next swim lane. Maybe start adding some assignments. Over to the right are all the team members to this particular group. I can grab and drag an individual to a particular request. So you see, I have all this flexibility. I can even filter the information. So if I have a really large team, I can filter my view on which individuals I want to see. So it gives the manager that quick view for individual team performance. Now, like I mentioned earlier, what if I need to get these metrics available for a meeting? Well, I can just show team workload, click on that icon, and up pops up a nice little chart graph that I can save and print and bring into the meeting to show all the assignments and where they sit in their queues or swim lanes, and also have a gauge. So that's the team leader view. The next one is one of my favorites, and it's the service desk manager. Now, the service desk manager is looking for a view that's going to give him things like, customer service level agreements, customer satisfaction, supplier performance, a high level view of all the activity that's going on within your organization as it evolves around IT service management. So you can have a dashboard view for your service desk manager that gives them summary information, open ticket information, all the while refreshing. It's all real time, SLA, weekly status, and more. If you notice on the bottom, we even have a ticker scroll bar that actually tracks incident SLAs on today and monthly metrics, service requests, and more. But we don't just stop there. We might want to bring in other information, like possibly average time to respond. You'll notice that right away, this is our integration into Power BI. So we're taking our assyst data and actually slice and dicing it with Power BI to generate reports such as this. And with this beauty, you can actually modify your grouping levels, 1 and 2, and based on the event type. So this is telling me all my changes coming in, what's the average time to respond for SLA-focused information. Another area we might want to look at is SLAs in general, right? I might want to look at overall SLAs at a master level, critical, or more, and actually have some target approaches. And I can see where I'm performing there. One of my favorites is actually the customer satisfaction, which actually brings up the information for me in a view where I can see how I'm responding to customer metrics. And it's just reloading real quick. There we go. So as you can see in this report, I can select all questions from a customer survey, see how I've been responding over a period of time. And of course, I can slice and dice it to the questions. And of course, this is also all real time for me. Okay. So as you can see, we provide a lot of great information when it comes to our user interface for the Service Desk Manager. Now, the last one I want to show you is, of course, the CIO. What is the CIO really looking for? Well, the CIO is actually looking for a dashboard view of all my compliance. So I'm tracking total cost of ownership and my return on investment. So when it comes to my investments to, let's say, IT and software, it would be great if I had a dashboard view that would give me information such as, where do I stand on my license agreements? Which ones are nearing expirations? Which ones have been returned? How about software license expiration? How about non-compliant operating systems? And even tracking overspend on products. All these charts are real time. So at any point in time, I can click on any bar and get those 1,067 components that make up that Snagit issue. So it's all real time, and these reports can be exported if they need to be. So we touched on some of the dashboard functionality. What if your CIO would like to see the metrics behind it? Maybe when it comes to IT compliance, you can have IT compliance rules like, give me a list of all the devices that are at least 16 gig of RAM installed. It'll let you know whether they're compliant or not. You can see the total count and the non-compliant count of all your IT rules. Well, what about on the software side? Because on the software side is where we see a lot of audits coming into play. So we want to make sure that we don't aren't faced with any penalties or costs from the vendors when I'm trying to be compliant to my license and software license agreements. So here you have a quick view that gives you in one consolidated view your products, your types, your compliance position, color-coded once again, purchase quantity, use quantity, and more. So what this tells me is that looking at Adobe Reader 9, I am not compliant. And the reason is I've only purchased one copy, but during discovery, we found 11, letting me know I'm not compliant by 10. There was the purchase cost and the shortfall. Let's take this a little further. What if I wanted details beyond that non-compliance? I can drill into that area, get a list of all the devices, the allocated license, the versions they're running, and more. Well, that's all great information right off the face, but the real information I want to see is, why am I not compliant? And as you can see, the reason is my upgrade count exceeded. So I'm showing you this because it's one example of how assyst can support the needs of all the roles within your organization, whether you're a customer, whether you're an agent, whether you're a team lead, whether you're a service desk manager or a CIO. So let's go back to our presentation real quick. So a little information about Axios. If you're not familiar with Axios systems, we've been in the industry for over 30 years now and have grown to over 300 employees located around the world supporting our global customer base. With our company being founded around the same time as the concept of ITOM, Axios has been on the cutting edge of ITIL ITSM evolution. And we've led the way with our consistent stream of innovations. Since day one, we've been focused 100% on the world of IT management. And that includes IT service management, enterprise service management, IT operations management, as well as IT business management. Because our focus has been and continues to be service management, all of our R&D investment goes back into our single solution, assyst. This allows our customers to take advantage of the latest technologies early and often. And as you can see, we are also very highly regarded by the analyst industry. Axios System has been on the Gartner MQ for over 20 years. And we were the first vendor to achieve pink verification for all ITIL 16 processes, and the first vendor to achieve BS 15,000 certification, which has now become ISO 20,000. Our mission is very clear. Create software that people love to use, which in turn allows our customers to deliver the most efficient and most effective services possible. So I'd like to thank you for your time today. And we'll be in the roundtable in a little while. But if you need any information, you can always email John Carr at johncarr@axios.com. So thank you for your time today. I'll turn it back over.
That's great. Thank you, Ed. Thank you very much indeed. Again, very comprehensive overview there of the tool, and yet some compelling stuff when you look at where we are right now, I think it's fair to say. Now we have got a little time before we move on to our panel discussion 16:35. So if any of our listeners have any questions for Ed, by all means post them now. And I'm really interested in how, you know, people like you are seeing the industry change, and I'm really interested about how what that means for tool design and what that means for the speed of design as well, you know, and the playoff between the traditional best practice approach and harnessing new technologies and stuff like that. So it's good to see that you've got the three very clearly, the five different roles clearly, where the value comes from the tool itself, which is great. What are you seeing in relation to organizations right now, maybe looking at different ways of working to try and achieve different outcomes, or maybe even just trying to do the same stuff in a different way or in a more effective way? What are you seeing from your customers maybe right now, Ed?
Well, I think the biggest thing we're seeing with our customers right now is supporting the situation that we're all faced with in the world's current state around the COVID and the working from home. So the biggest thing we're seeing is, how can I support my community? And how can I support my community in the best and easiest way possible when it comes to, let's say, issues at hand? So I think that's our number one issue that we're experiencing today, is it provide an easy mechanism for the end users to be more self-sufficient, number one, and then being able to quickly relay their issues to a service desk.
And that theme, I think we've seen that the self-sufficiency, and maybe what we'll do in the next session when we come to the panel is maybe talk a little bit around that as well. I'm interested to understand from all the guys who'll be there about what kind of innovation the industry customers want right now. What are they looking in tool sets? Is it the same stuff? Are they looking for newer stuff as well? So we'll come on to that. We're just a little bit short on time, 2 minutes, Ed, but I think that's okay, because I think it's been a long day, and maybe our listeners, before we do the panel, can grab a very quick water or tea, maybe yourself as well, Ed, before we go into that. Okay, so thank you very much. We're gonna close this session now, this stream now. We'll be right back at 16:35. So bear with us. Again, before you join, just refresh your browser, and we'll see you then. So thank you very much, Ed.